Well, it looks like that we are live. So, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon from wherever you are tuning in from. So, today we are going to be talking about how I met Destiny Dawn and the great things that God is doing in her life and the miracles that are happening for both of us. But before we get started, if you are watching this live right now, please smash the heart button. Let us know where you are tuning in from so we can give you a proper shout out. And if you are watching the replay, please hashtag replay and please comment below where you are tuning in from because I would like to know where everyone is tuning in from so we can give you a proper shout out. So, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Meet Destiny Dawn here. So I'm actually, we're going to have this conversation about how we met. We're going to be talking about how we met on social media. See, the power of social media is amazing that we can broadcast live. I'm in New York, and Dawn, what is the time where you are right now?
Yeah, so I'm Eastern time near Cleveland, Ohio, and I just took a moment too and shared this live on my page. So,
All right,
yeah,
good.
so excited to
Perfect.
be here.
Perfect. And thank you. And please share this live out. Please share this live out with friends, whoever's going to be inspired. So, right now, I'm just going to go right to it, Dawn. Who is
Yeah.
Destiny Dawn?
Oh my gosh.
Share your
Well,
story. Yes.
Destiny Dawn was I was just coined Destiny Dawn at the Girl Power Alliance Activate Convention in Dallas, Texas. And Jessie Harris Bouton, she is an amazing her business is called the Millionaire Mompreneur, and she used to be a race car driver, super powerful woman. And so she was up on stage giving a keynote speech, and she asked us all to come up with our power name. And I'm sitting there like, oh, I don't know. And she yells out, "You are Destiny Dawn." Guys, I lip quivering, crying like an arrow to the heart. And that is how Destiny Dawn came to be just last month.
Right. Yes. And what happened before then? Tell us about, because I know that we met about 3 years ago, and I remember that you were in a different place in your life. So,
Yes.
um, I'm sure the viewers would want to know, what happened before and how did all of this come about?
Yeah, Angeline, I think I met you right about the time I started my entrepreneurial journey.
I think so.
And it was right before COVID.
Mm,
My life looks so different because
mm,
my right before COVID, I still had limiting beliefs and I was still playing very small. When I say that, I mean just barely getting by. Yeah, we're doing okay. We're going on a couple vacations a year. But I've always been a giver and always, even when I have nothing, I give so generously. For instance, when most people would have a garage sale or sell items, I
mm.
gift. And I've always wanted to gift on a bigger level, but I did have a lot of limiting beliefs. So when we met, I kept hearing you talk about limiting beliefs, and I didn't know what it was, but I kept listening. And then I
Right.
went and looked it up. And then I'm like, you don't realize to the extent of the limiting beliefs you have. Um, and so 6 months before, well, right before COVID, July of 2019, my oldest son disowned me and we
Boy.
became estranged. And it was always a rocky relationship. But he said there won't be a next time, and he meant it. And so I really was at a broken place. And yeah, it was so
Mm,
hard because I'd grown so close to my grandson and now ripped out of my life. New granddaughter ripped out of my life. And I really didn't know what I was going to do. And I did have limiting beliefs, around my worth, around my earning potential, and just
mm,
in general, and the biggest thing that I didn't realize was missing in my life was Jesus. I was not
mm.
following God. I was, I and I'll I had become a Christian back in 2013 when my youngest son was a drug addict. And boy, was
Wow.
that a difficult time. But then, the Bible went back on the shelf. I went back in the world again. So my son disowned me in July. And then in October of 2019, I was introduced to a product that was an opportunity, and just even if it wasn't an opportunity, it was life-changing. It was like a light bulb went off and it woke me up because of the bringing the body into balance with cellular nutrition. So, and then again, letting go of the limiting beliefs and seeing that I really can have it all. I can help others and I can earn a passive residual income and stop living on that little fixed income. Yes, it's a good job, but a job means just over broke. I mean, let's be honest, you might be doing okay, but you're never going to have time and financial freedom. So I thank you for so many things and for introducing me and opening my mind to limiting beliefs. And I tell you what, now that I've let go of those limiting beliefs, I'm looking right here at my little sign, the 2% mindset. And that's what I am now. Only 2% of the population have the mindset where we know there's no limits. The only limits are the ones we give ourselves. So.
Right. And I remember when I started my Facebook group and you joined my Facebook group, I had talked about that.
Yeah.
Limits only exist in your mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you say that had to do with early childhood? I mean, because I know that I was raised, in a Greek family, and we were taught this is what it is: graduate high school, go to college, get a degree, go get a job, get married, and blah, blah, blah. So, and I know, my life has transformed for the better because I chose not to stay in a domestic violence marriage relationship. So thank God I broke free. And that was because I surrounded myself with mentors.
Yes.
Coaches. So I'm sure you did that too. So, let's fast forward to February. So what happened? How did you get involved with this amazing organization?
Oh my gosh, guys, who knew 2022, but God, that 2022 would be the year that changed it all. Because earlier this year in February, so Natalie Lawson and Brandy, that was Brandy Thomas, right? Yeah. Natalie and Brandy came into my life, again, just kind of like you, no coincidence. They came into my life as Facebook friends, and I didn't even know they were sisters, And then I have another story for another day of my friend Angela, who I had no idea she's in Northeast Ohio, right? So the trajectory of your life and the people that come into your life, it's really, when you take a step back and you look, just the people coming into my life through you, right? It's mind blowing. So I was friends with Natalie and Brandy. They have a business, Victorious Entrepreneurs Rising. And so they started waking up the Christian in me again and bringing me back to, what life really is about and bringing God at the center of it all. And I got on a call with Natalie in February. It was, hey, let's do a Zoom. Let's get to know each other. And backing up, I think it was that same month, they, just like how you taught me about limiting beliefs, they were constantly talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. Right,
I remember that.
Hearing it. Went and looked it up, didn't know, because I didn't know, I was still an infant in my, being a Christian. So guys, I'm sitting here in my office one day, Jesus called me into the closet. And now it's a storage closet. It's a big walk-in closet, pretty full, although I give stuff away. I try not to hold on to stuff. And laying on the shelf all by itself in this big packed closet, laying all by itself, pretty much, aside from having a light shining on it, laying there. And I'm like, what is that book? And I was called in there and I'm like, here's this book. becoming the woman God wants me to be, a 90-day guide to living the Proverbs 31 life.
Wow.
And I'm like,
What?
oh, wait, it gets better. I open randomly. I do this all the time. If you guys don't do this, I do this every day with the Bible. I randomly open to a page. It's about working from home, being an entrepreneur, working from home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I just sat here and I'm just like, you're looking around. I asked my friend Madeline, I asked my cousin Maria, did you guys give me this book? Guys, I have no idea where this book came from or who gave it to me, but God.
Right.
So the next month, or about that same time, it was either right around, anyway, Natalie and I get on a call and I'm describing to her. I said, I see me being on stage, being a motivational speaker. I picture a seminar I went to 25, 30 years ago. I remember like it was yesterday. And I remember actually one of the times it was a man, oddly enough, and he was talking about, this is going to seem so random and funny, but he was talking about how I used to always fold my underwear to put in the underwear drawer. Okay. And he's like, now I lay them in there. Now I just lay them in there. So, but anyway, it was the whole thing about, the things we do and habits. And he was talking about, why you don't need to fold your underwear, type of thing. But anyway, I'm picturing me up there and thinking, wow, even in college, which I was the first in my family to go to college, even in college, from the very first day, I became part of a collegiate secretaries group. And I became the vice president. When I graduated, I went to the International Association of Administrative Professionals, IAAP. I was, as vice president, in charge of bringing in the speakers and getting donations for gifts and breakfast with Santa, all kinds of, I was always a leader, like right from the beginning. But again, I put all that on a shelf and just was working my day job. And sure, at my day job, I'd go to the schools and I would be speaking to students and still always love being on stage. I was glad to get up behind the microphone. Even early on in college, I remember the course about public speaking. And you probably know this, people fear public speaking more than they fear dying.
Oh, right? I've heard that.
Yeah. You know what? And at the Activate convention, some of our top leaders in the company who they're on, they're doing lives and they're so powerful and such a presence. They were crying, shaking up on stage with the microphone to break that barrier down. And I even went up to some of them afterwards, Allie and Rachel, and I'm like, I would have never guessed that you are so scared. I'm like, but you're so confident. They're like, well, that's different. That's different. So anyway, I knew early on. So I'm on the phone with Natalie and I'm describing Girl Power Alliance. And she knew it was going to launch the next month. I said, I really want to offer courses, but I don't necessarily, want to create the courses. I said the words, I want to leverage the content of other course creators.
Right. Okay. Now I remember you had mentioned that to me too.
I mean, what are there's guys, I'm describing to the very person that would bring the opportunity to me. I'm describing what I'm looking for. I mean, so the next month when she started talking about there's something new coming, something brand new that is a complement to what you're already doing. Because even though I was so addicted to personal and professional development, I was doing it home alone. Yes, I have my Sealy team and they're wonderful. And we have our corporate update call every week and powerful training by our founder. I still was alone. And I said to Natalie, I'm looking for a sisterhood. I am looking for a group of women to grow with. And that is what Girl Power Alliances. And I mean, it's far exceeded my expectations beyond, because this year we soft launched in March, couldn't wait to get to Dallas for our Activate convention, was named Member of the Year at the convention. I mean, I have the award behind me, the $100 bill. We're taking it to, we're going back to our train car hotel in Sugar Creek in 3 weeks. And that $100 is paying for the night there, right? But it was just such an honor to be named Member of the Year. It's like, pinch me, because I'm getting paid to empower women, right? And to, not only am I growing, but I'm empowering other women to grow and to break these generational chains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, what an incredible story.
It is mind blowing.
Transformation.
Yeah.
Because I can see the growth,
Yeah.
and that's what inspired me to join Girl Power Alliance too,
Yeah.
because of your story. And when you have a vision and a dream, and this is something that even the schools don't even talk about.
Oh my gosh, no. Right. Yeah. You know, it also through this, the Year of Miracles, let me grab the Year of Miracles.
Yeah, I would love to learn more about that. So
you're doing the reading the Bible in a year. The girl this morning that did this, this was gifted to me at the convention. Summer Day, so powerful. These are the powerful women that are in the Girl Power Alliance community. It's like having all of these incredible coaches with such talent and such gifts that now we don't have to hire them. They're our business partners. They're right there at our disposal. And the girl that spoke this morning did the reading. I'm always a day behind, right? Because of my day job. The girl that did the reading, she was talking about how she is out and with young women in high school, and that she says, I haven't broke their mindset yet about, they all think graduate and go to college. Yes, we need people to go to college and to have degrees and be nurses and teachers, but still you have to open your mind to having multiple streams of income. And,
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't need to just be an entrepreneur, right? But you need, that needs to be incorporated, because we do need a plan B, and we need to earn beyond enough for ourselves, because we need to be able to bless others.
Which is important.
Yes,
which is important.
So important.
Especially in the world that we live in today, because right now, I mean, the job market is now not looking so great. Okay.
Right.
And, more people are going online.
Right.
More people are, coming online to look for an opportunity, but also to look for, something that's going to change their life. And I've built teams in the past. I've been in other network marketing companies, and I talked about this yesterday. I was asked to speak at a leadership meeting.
Okay.
Leadership meeting for one of the biggest online search companies in the US and Canada. So I was asked to speak yesterday. So I was talking about this yesterday. Like, I remember on our Thursday night call with Michelle Schaefer, who was the founder, she talked about MLM PTSD. I've been through it.
Yes.
And how about yourself? Did you go through that as well?
Well, I think what is difficult is I think not enough people, as we wrap this up, I think not enough people are placing emphasis on their personal and professional development, or they think they are maybe, but not to the level that Girl Power Alliance takes us. People think they're too busy, but you're not, guys. It is all about being intentional with your time and really setting your priorities.
Right.
And because I laugh all the time when people say I don't have the time, because we're working full time. We work the 8 to 5.
Oh, sure we do.
We run a household. We have time for our friends, family. Like I'm having game night later today. I'm making my mom's homemade sloppy joes. Husband just made homemade banana bread. I wish you were here. We'll get you here. Boy, if we had smell-o-vision, guys. The house smells so good, and it's only going to get better. But
right.
Yeah, I was up early today. I already took an hour with my Bible reading, and I'm going to take 2 hours this afternoon to write I'm writing a book. We'll talk about that another time. I'm going to get outside for a walk, and and I'm working on the incredible course right now, Entrusted with Her Finances. Holy cow. If you have limiting beliefs around money, we have Samantha Sims right now is our course of the month. Guys, you have to come check out this course. And Carissa Quade, she's our business partner too. She's a biblical money mindset coach. She did our mastermind last month. And so just to be, and I'm writing my book as a direct result of this opportunity. It is just incredible. So yeah, we'll have to talk another time and some different topics, but so glad we got to jump on this morning. Guys, what we have going on with Girl Power Alliance is, I feel, this is how I describe it. We have found the key to a magical parallel universe. And just the community alone, priceless. The courses and the collaboration, priceless. This Entrusted with Her Finances. I could have stayed up all night, but sleep is very important, right? We have to, you have to just set your day. You run the day and don't let the day run you. And when you put things on your calendar, like even I put on there my walks, my exercise, and you have to, make it a priority. And there's plenty of time to do it all. But this is my last step. My last advice here is you don't need to see the entire staircase. That's where people get overwhelmed. You just need the next step, one step at a time, and it's just so exciting. I just love it. And please reach out to us, guys. We would love to share what we have found here. We have our free group, and our prayer call every Monday is so powerful. I have a huge praise report on Monday. Check in, something huge, big praise report. And of course, we share our prayer requests there, and miracles are happening every single day. Life itself is a miracle.
I agree. Totally agree with you. And thank you, Dawn. You know what? We're going to end the broadcast right here. Perfect. So please feel free. And Dawn, thank you so much for taking the time from your busy schedule to, to be with me and to share your story today. So for those of you who are going to be watching the replay, just hashtag replay for us in the comments below. Please reach out to both of us, because we would love to help you and get you on the right path, because I know there's a yearning out there. Yes. There are women who are looking for a community, a supportive community. And if if you love personal and professional development, which I talk about all the time, this is definitely the place you would want to be. So please reach out to both of us. We're going to end the broadcast right here. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Dawn, please stay with me in the green room for 2 minutes and then share this out. Have a great day, and we will see you on the next live to be continued. Bye.
Bye, everyone.